Hello everybody, it is Faye from Days Bee Crafts. I'm on my own today, which is why I've just had to do the slight pause of silence while I get sat down. Dad's already in Cornwall, but I really wanted to get this video sorted, ready before we go away. I had loads of people at Doncaster show say how much they loved the little houses, and some of you bought them, so I said there would be a tutorial, which I did try to do last week, but if you saw on Facebook, I did it twice and there was no sound. So I've double checked, I've done a pre-mic check, and we are definitely on. So we're good to go. I'm going to show you how to make the cottage today. So the cottage is a cute little house, and it's got a little porch as well on this one. I'm just going to show you the basic build today, and then I'll do an extra video on the porch probably when we get back off holiday. So I just want to show you what you get inside your pack. So it is a stamp. You are stamping these houses. That was one of the queries at the show. People didn't know, are they a kit, are they a die? It is a stamp. So inside your pack you get an instruction sheet, so it tells you what each part is for. So you've got your roof, and taking them off because I'm going to be using them, the roof and the walls. You've got the porch walls, the roof of the porch, your chimney, and then you've got some little embellishments. So we've got 2 doors in this one, a little branch that can go, I think I've done it on that one, that can go over the door, put some little flowers on, so cute. And yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and get going. I've been doing them all weekend, so to be honest, I'm quite glad that the videos didn't work last week, because as the more and more that I've gone on this weekend to do them, the more like kind of hints and tips I've realised I can give to help make the process easier. It is fiddly, but not too bad, and I quite like it. So I'm going to use these 2 papers today. I like to have a coordinating, so couple of pieces of paper. So I've gone for one for the brickwork almost, and then something different for the roof. So on the porch I've done the roof in the same paper, and all the walls are in the brick is in the same paper. You can do it on plain paper, it's completely up to you, but this is just where I'm comfortable at the minute, and then I'm going to have a mess when we get back and do some. I quite like them on craft card actually. I've done one on craft card that looks really pretty. So yeah, so here we go. The tip is to stamp on the back of your paper, because you don't want that, you don't want the lines showing. So we're going to go ahead and stamp. I think I'm going to have this for my walls and this for the roof. So I'll put the roof onto one side. Okay, so that's tip number 1. Oh, and I've almost got that wrong there. 2 seconds, pause. Back. Because one of my other tips was, you don't really need to stamp the outline in a dark shade. Ideally you want to just have it just about visible. So I'm just going to go in with a light toffee crunch. So I was just, as you saw, I was just about to go in with the VersaFine black, but right. So with this, as you can see, there's 4 walls to a house. There's only 2 here, so you need to stamp it twice. So what I like to do is overlap it. When I was talking to Dad at the show, he said, I don't think I'd overlap it, I think I'd just stamp it twice. It's completely up to you. But I just figured that if you stamp it, or if you overlap it, it's a little bit less gluing, and yeah, it's a little bit easier, less cutting. So we're going to try and overlap this, so you can line up. It doesn't matter if it's not ridiculously perfect. So that is those are my 4 walls. I also want to stamp out my chimney while I'm here in this paper. because of that coordinating look. Just put that on there, and when we're finished I'll be able to show you why I've gone lighter as well with the ink. So I'm just going to stamp that there. I'm going to put that to one side. So they're my walls. Now I need to stamp my roof. You don't need to press on with these, they're not heavily detailed. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see the line, but you don't need to press on. It's only one little line. It's when they've got a lot of detail that you need to really. Right. As you can see, I'm going in the corner to try and save my papers. And I mean, like I said, you can do it not on papers, but I have got so many of these backing papers and it has been perfect for this project. So I'm just gonna stamp it, I'm just gonna cut it out roughly, it makes it easier. We are gonna learn how to edit these videos soon so that we can speed up the, as Dad calls them, the boring bits, but it's okay. So we've got our nearly 3 bits there, so I'm just going to cut round. At the show I was next door to Crafty Products with their gyro cut tool, which is a craft knife but it bends, it sort of swivels like a pen. It's great. If you use a craft knife a lot and you always find it a bit tough, then that's where you need to be with that. You need to get yourself one of those. So as you can see, I am only cutting the outside, the continuous line. This is all on your instructions, but yeah, I'm only cutting the continuous line. The dashed lines are for bending, folding. But yeah, the tool was really good with the ruler. It was dead quick and straight, but I'm not a pro at it yet, so I didn't want to set myself up and slow this video down. So on the roof, cutting around the edges, but there's a little bit that you need to make sure that you're going to cut. So I'll show you that bit when I've finished it. So just cutting around there. It was lovely to see some familiar faces at the show. Some faces I haven't seen for a long time actually. And then some new faces too. A few newbies to the hive as well, so that's great. So that's it, cutting along there. And then on this one, we're just going to cut up here and make sure, because this is going to be folded, so you need to make sure that this is separate from that roof. And I've been told by my roofing friends that this is going to be a hip roof, no, a pitched roof with a hip. I wanted to get it right, so I double checked with them. So there we go, walls, roof, chimney, and I'm just looking around me to make sure I've got some glue. I do, although it's Nina's Glossy Accents, so £10 I'm going to have to snip the nib to get it to work. We'll see. So I don't think it's too fiddly just yet, but that's me. Now the next tip is we're going to fold it before we stamp the windows and doors. So I shouldn't do this really, should I? Put my boards over the other side, and seeing as I'm on my own, I'm just going to use some funky paper, just as a little platform for me to score it on. I promise the next one I'll do it on with a proper tool. with a proper mat. So I'm just scoring down the dashed lines, even the middle one that is half solid, half dashed, because we need to fold all four. I have a ruler as well, but I'm not going to waste time looking for that. Just a straight edge to help you score down there. So that's that, and we're going to, might as well do them all while we're here. Scoring down the dashed lines. Nora was doing these at a show. That's my 8-year-old, almost 9. She was loving it. It's the first time she's ever done an exhibition, and she really loved it, especially the demonstrating. But they are really good for the kids as well. Violet made 3 in one afternoon with me while I was doing all my samples. She loved it. She got a little bit stuck on the folding, I think, sticking it together, but so that's it, we're all folded. So I'm just bending those. I'm not going to stick them together just yet because we're going to do the windows and doors. So your house, your walls, fold those, and the reason you've folded before is because now you can see exactly where each face is and where you want to stamp and put your doors and windows. So I'm going to go for this little door, and I'm going to go for, now this you do need to use a dark ink because obviously you want it to show up. So I'm going to use VersaFine black. We're going to go, so the smaller sides, ever so slightly smaller, will be the sides, well, it's up to you. I mean, some of them I've done a door here and a door here, but we're going to go for one in the middle here, like that. And I think we're going to go for the door at this side. Don't have to press on too hard, they're only little stamps. Then we're going to go for the simple windows. We do have this other little window which has got a basket for you to put some flowers in. So I'm just going to go, oh, I knocked it then, it's gone wonky. We're going for a 1600 style cottage where all the windows are wonky. If you've got more time and you're not under pressure being filmed, then you'll probably get them spot on. I keep putting the lid on. We're going to go one window in the middle, and just 2 above here. And because it's pattern paper in this case, I am going to add a little bit of colour. I'm going to use my Posca pens, I think, just to make the door stand out a little bit. I thought I'd lost them at the show, but I found them stuck down the back of my bag. So I'm just going to go in. Oh, my head was over there. I haven't got a director, have I, telling me when I'm in shot. So I'm just going in with a colour that matches the backing paper. I like the Posca pens for this job because they have quite a thin nib to stay within the lines, but they lay that colour on straight away, there's no messing. Go for blue lintels, a little blue love heart on the door handle. So yeah, all the kits come with little bits of brick and tile. So if you wanted to do it on plain, like I said, the craft card looks good because you don't have to worry about the colour of the house then. I did colour one in and But it was the prototype, but I didn't like it. So, but then the next one I did on craft card, and it did look really nice. I've got loads and loads of ideas of how to model them as well, because these are quite cute for obviously now for summertime. They'd look nice on a little garland, but also for Christmas on the mantelpiece. On some of them I've cut out the windows and put a tea light in, which is one of the reasons why we have gone with a lighter ink. As I said, I will show you. So put some white on these windows, and then we're nearly ready to glue it. I think this one might be running out. I use my white Posca pen all the time. And as I said, you will be like a little bit neater yourselves, as I would be if I wasn't rushing to get it done. I think I am going to colour the panels of the door in, make it stand out. So another tip is, if you are using backing papers, unless you're using dark ones and you're going to stamp in white and emboss, which you can of course, try and use a paler backing paper so that your little door and windows will stand out. Nearly done. Nina drew all of the doors and windows and branches and things, and it was Dad that did all the geometry, of course. I quite like on the windows, if you're not cutting them out, I've got a jelly roll, but I might have accidentally left that one at home. Oh no, I've got it. I quite like this jelly roll on the windows. I think it's like a silver, but it just gives that kind of reflection. I'll hold it up so you can see. And this backing paper that I've used is about 200 GSM, so they don't have to be particularly thick card. It's probably easier to fold the paper, paperish card. Nearly done. I'm just glad I've been able to get it done and get it on, because I promised so many people there will be a tutorial. Obviously Nina and Dad were bad luck when I was doing it with them. So as you can see, I'll hold it up. You can see it kind of sparkling a little bit, almost like a reflection. I put glossy accents on that one, so I thought that was quite cool. But Maria, one of our sample makers, she used she put little curtains on it. That looked so cool. You can really go to town. Right, I'm not using Nina's because I could see it from afar. I mean, seriously, can you see? So actually the nib's not too bad, but inside there's minging, so I'm going to use this one, I hope. Right, so fold it back up again. And your tab, and your tab. I'm going to put some glue on there. I use glossy accents because it is it's quite quick to set, but there is a couple of seconds where you've got time to maneuver it. So just line up that corner with that edge. I think after about 15 seconds it pinches and then you're done. Time's up. So I'll just hold it 2 more seconds. Lovely. Right, the roof, don't bend these tabs too far down, because you need, as the roof sits on, it needs to pinch, so leave them quite far up really. We're going to glue down the tabs of the roof. And I mean, when I showed him my design for the houses, I literally just showed him a normal pitched roof, which is what's on the tall house. But he was like, no, we need something a little bit different. I said, well, yeah, that's fine, but I'm not doing it. I can't possibly imagine how you would make a stamp of that. He says, okay, I can do that. Of course he can do that, Mr. Engineer. So just glued those two edges down. That's that ready. And then we're going to go a little bit of glue on all 4 tabs. And then, like I said, you didn't want to squash them down too much. It's just going to sit on just like that. A little bit of wiggle room, and then you can see that it's pinched. If you have folded them too far, I don't know where I've put my pokey tool, but I'll just use a pen. If you get your, just something to flatten them on, squash them down. That's it. Oh, so cute. And then I'm going to put my chimney on, and then we're all done. See if I can, I'll show you the tea light, but I don't think it will be able to see because it's too light. So that tab, just going to glue that. Oh, it's bent. I always put too much on, of course. Fold them in. They can get folded quite far back, really. Alright, let's stick it on. It just is as simple as it sits on there perfectly. Hold it down for a couple of seconds. And there you have stamped a house. A 1600 cottage with its wonky windows. But yeah, a little bit more time taken when I wasn't under any pressure. So yeah, that is it. I think, oh, the tea lights, I'll try and show you. I'm not sure it'll show up. Have I got one somewhere? So these are the ones I did where I stamped them in black, as you can see, and I cut out all the windows. I should probably show you the one that, there we go, that's better. So I stamped in black, and I cut out the windows. I'll show you this side. I don't know if it'll show up or not. No, it's too light, but the line, this line here, was showing through there. Everything else was dark, and you could see that line. So I thought, oh, a tip to do it in pale ink. So the pale ink on the inside, and then a dark ink for your doors. But that is the cottage house. Thank you everybody for joining me. It's probably been a really long process, and it's just been me jabbering away to myself. But thank you very much. If you liked it, like it, subscribe, and I'm going to be back shortly with the tall house tutorial. So thank you very much, and I will see you soon. Thank you.